Hello everyone, it's Kari back again with you today to share a really fun Valentine project, making some mini Valentine shaker cards. I'm going to be using this new die set from Whimsy Stamps. This is the Polaroid die, and it is actually a slimline die, but we're not going to use it that way. So let me show you what it comes like. It comes like this, so see it fits on a slimline panel. This panel I have right here is a slimline size. You can make some really cute cards like that, but what I'm using it for today is to cut it apart, build it up, and make some easy Valentine shakers. These are really fun for some last minute Valentines. I think they're pretty simple because you cut a lot of Polaroid dies at the same time. Now I've cut some out of white and also red and pink, a couple different shades of pink. And I'm using this new Fun with Words die 1 that I use the hearts to cut out of this Polaroid right here. Now when I put some pink behind it, it's going to turn those hearts pink, and so that's what I'm planning on doing. So first, before we put this together, I'm going to cut out some acetate that'll fit right behind that little Polaroid. It's very simple to do because it's just a couple straight lines just like that. So that's going to be perfect, and I'm going to go ahead and attach that so that it can be drying while I cut the rest of these Polaroids out. So I used some liquid adhesive. I did get a little bit of a smear right there on the front, so I'm taking just a tissue and wiping that away. That will get rid of that extra adhesive. And then I'm going to cut apart some Polaroids. Now I used 5 or 6 Polaroids to stack up. So I just needed a couple of these slimline dies to make one of my cards. That makes it so super fast and easy. I just love that. So if you have some long scissors, that would be much quicker to cut them out. I had my small detail scissors on hand, so that's what I used. It works just fine that way too. And now I'm going to build them up. And as I mentioned, I used about 5 or 6 different layers to build them up. So I've got the acetate layer on the left there with the pink behind it, and now I'm building up a bunch of the white ones separately. So I've finished putting a bunch of those together, very quick and easy to do, and now I'm just making sure that's all going to line up. That's going to work out great. And I have here a mini note card. This is a smaller note card than an A2. It's just big enough to fit this Polaroid die on, kind of at an angle. I kind of liked them off to an angle, so that's why I made it like this, and I will tell you the size in just a minute. But I'm using this new Polar Bear stamp set. So cute. I've already colored one up and fussy cut that out, so it's ready for our card. Now if you're like me, you probably have a bunch of beautiful Valentine sprinkles. Any kind of shaker mix, sequins, or little clay bits will work perfect for mini Valentine shakers. And there you go, it's 3.5 by 4.25 inches. That's what the front of the card panel measures. So I will cut down some pattern paper to fit just on this front of this card panel base. This is some beautiful bokeh paper from Whimsy. I will link all of the products below so you can take a look. This is probably one of my most used paper packs that I have. In fact, I probably need to get another one real soon. I have put the built up layers on that background, and now I'm going to just kind of measure out some of those shaker pieces and see where I like them to fit, just making sure that you'll be able to see some above that little polar bear. I decided to take off some of the bigger pieces and put in some more iridescent pink to go with my shaker mix here. And one thing I really like to do when I'm making shaker cards is to glue some of them down on the panel so that they stay in place when you shake the card. I am going to go ahead and glue down the built up layers right here, and then that'll contain all of our little shaker bits. And then I'm going to glue some of those pieces right down to the background before I put the acetate piece on the front. So I'm taking just my gem picker here, picking a few of them out and gluing them down. And I will let this dry before I shake my shaker around. That's important. Let that dry. Otherwise, it's just going to dislodge the pieces that you glued on. So I'll glue together the acetate to the hot pink piece so that our hearts are going to be pink, and then glue the entire front acetate panel on to our built-up layers. This is a real easy way to make a shaker. So you've got your background to hold in the shaker pieces, and then you glue the front right on front. And I added the little polar bear there, and look how fun that is to shake. Let's build another one together, and then I have about 5 of them I'm going to share with you. This one uses the brand new Donkey Love stamp set. I love this stamp set. I've already created a bunch of cards with it you may have seen on social media, but here's one of them that I'm making. It says Be My Valentine, which I've white heat embossed on a red Polaroid panel. And now I'm going to take some of those mini hearts from the stamp set and create our background. If you don't have pattern paper, Valentine pattern paper, you can make your own using small images from the stamp set. So that's what I'm doing here, just to show you another option and another idea. Now I got a little bit smart. After I started stamping around the perimeter of the Polaroid die, I thought, why don't I just take the center that was cut out from one of those and tack it down and make that be a temporary piece there and a mask. So when I stamp on the hearts, it's not going to stamp in the center where I don't want it, but it will mask off so that I can just easily stamp around it. Pro tip. And of course I didn't think of it till almost the end of building this up. But you can see that made it super easy. I'm going to put that right back on, add a few more hearts, and it's going to protect that center from any of the stamping. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue down our wall of the built up Polaroids right here. Add some shaker pieces. I am going to use some little clay hearts for this one. Just a few, just like that. They're so super cute. And I'm also going to add some heart sequins as well, so they're a little more iridescent. And I'll glue some of those down to the top as well, so they'll stay up the entire time. I'm just going to finish this up here, making sure it's all going to look right. And I like to flatten them out so that they will shake easier when I put the acetate piece right on top. So that's what I'm doing here, just making sure that's going to work. And then I'll glue that acetate piece right over the top. So I've already attached the acetate to the front piece and white heat embossed that sentiment that says Be My Valentine. There we go. I'll put an acrylic block over the top to let that set, and then add our cute little donkey. He's holding a little flower in his mouth. Very cute. I'm going to use some liquid adhesive for this donkey, but I'm also going to add some foam tape, just some little pieces of foam to his tail to give it a little more support, because that tail is going to hang off the edge of the Polaroid. And so I wanted to support that tail right there. And there we go. So there's our little donkey shaker. Of course, I had to make one using this cute little gnome with the heart balloon. Love this set. And I used one of the Yippee sentiments from the Fun with Words die one to cut out of that Polaroid. For this background, I'm using kind of a similar idea, only this time I'm using one of the stamps, or 2 of them, that are the sentiments. And I'm just going to stamp a sentiment all the way down the front of the card. I used a mask, the centerpiece of the Polaroid there, for a temporary mask so that I could stamp down the sentiment. If you have a stamp positioner like this Misty, it makes it so much easier, because all you have to do is stamp it down, move your panel up just a bit, stamp it again all the way down the front of the panel. So that's what I did here, and you can see that mask is really helping so that I don't get any in the center. Of course, you could stamp the center if you don't mind having the words all the way across in your shaker as well, but I kind of preferred having a clean background so I could add whatever sequins that I wanted. I'll remove that temporary adhesive just using my adhesive eraser. And now I'm going to add the little gnome. I built up the walls, added the little shaker mix, and then the top layer with the acetate on the front, and then built this up. Now I have 5 different cards to share with you. I made these ones kind of in front of you so that you could see the process, but let me show you all of them now. Here's our little polar bear one with those hearts cut out of the Polaroid and the beautiful bokeh paper in the background. Here's our little donkey, Be My Valentine shaker. I love him. And the hearts in the background that we stamped. So that's always a fun look with a stamped background. Here's the one we did with the sentiment stamped in the background. And I used a lighter, kind of a peachy pink to stamp that to match the gnome hat and the yippee with also the Fun with Words 1 die. Now here's another one I used with this cute little bunny. It says, Somebody Loves You. And then I used some of the hearts stamped on the inside along with the shaker pieces. And that's a pattern paper also from Whimsy Stamps. Look at that cute little bunny peeking around the corner. He is adorable. And then of course the last one is one of the cupcake dies. I love this new cupcake die. So fun to build up, and those shaker pieces that look like sprinkles I used on the cupcake frosting itself. These hearts are from the cutouts of this one right here, so I just used those extra white hearts to build up on the front of this card, and that Enjoy is from the Fun with Words die one as well. So there's 5 very quick, easy Valentine shakers. I really loved putting these together today. I'm going to show you a closer look of all of them, and of course I will link all of the products below, so if you're interested in finding those and creating some fun shakers yourself, those are available. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I really had a great time building these up, and I hope I gave you some good fun inspiration. Here's another look at the Polaroid die used as a slimline card. And this is so cute with that polar bear set as well. I'm going to use this for a little happy birthday card with the presents and the balloons. So fun. And I did build up a little bit of a plaid background using some light shades of Copic marker. Again, thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you real soon with more card inspiration. Bye-bye.